A museum recently closed down and I was able to buy some of their collection. I'm Master Beta, welcome to my first video. We'll start with the American 1903. It was used by the Marine Corps in the Pacific and then rear echelon troops in the Western Front. From what I've read, soldiers liked the A3 variant because the sights were closer to the M1 Garand sights. However, some people complained about the lesser field of view compared to the open iron sights. One thing you'll notice with most of these rifles is you'll still see them today in ceremonial use at funerals or other military processions. Next, we have the rifle that most people have been waiting to see. This is a Imperial Japanese Arisaka Type 99 with its anti-aircraft setup. What makes this Arisaka unique compared to most on the market is it still has its anti-aircraft sights. Along with the anti-aircraft sights, you also have a monopod to keep even steadier when you're sniping aircraft out of the sky. Very quickly, they realized that this wasn't exactly a good addition to their rifle. It increased production time too much and didn't really increase the likelihood you were going to shoot down a plane. Many planes were shot down during the Second World War by bolt-action rifles, but it wasn't one man using an AA sight shooting down one plane with one bullet. It was volley fire, having a bunch of men shoot a bunch of rounds at one plane, hoping to shoot it down. It still has a symbol known as the mum on it. The mum, or chrysanthemum, is a symbol that shows that the rifle is owned by the Emperor of Japan. Before turning in their rifles at the end of the war, they were given the order to scrape off or remove the mum as not to disrespect the emperor. Because this one still has it and it's in extremely nice condition, this one probably sat in a box during the war. Each of these rifles will be tested in their own unique and fun video. For this one, we're planning on dressing up Watermelon with American helmets. We're going to attach balloons to an RC car, hit moving targets. We're going to have a lot of fun. Subscribe. This is a mosin Nagant from Soviet Poland, made in 1952 at Factory 11. You can tell that because there's a little circle with the 11 on it. The mosin Nagant, similar to the 1903 and the Mauser, was used by Russia during the First and Second World War. Similar to the Germans when they revised the Mauser, when the Soviets decided to revise the mosin, they put a hood over the front sight, making it a better sight picture, shortened the length of the rifle, and then added this side-folding spiked bayonet. And although it's kind of a boring rifle because they were so cheap and readily available, no World War II collection is complete without the Mauser Nagant. The next rifle we're going to take a look at is a German Gewehr-98K. As you probably know, this was Germany's rifle through the First and Second World War. What makes this Mauser rather rare is it is a pre-war Mauser with no post-war modifications, and it is also completely matching with serial numbers. At the end of the war, they would take the bolt, put it in one pile, and then put the rifle in another pile. They would also deface all the political symbols and then add a front sight hood. That's why when you see it in video games, it never has this style front sight, but rather the one you recognize. Lastly, but definitely not least, this is the Lee Enfield SMLE. This is the rifle of the British Empire through the First and Second World War, similar to, well, multiple other rifles so far. I am very excited to shoot this for you guys. I have stall helms to dress up some watermelon, blow them up, do a Mad Minute challenge. We're going to have a lot of fun. I hope you subscribe.